Alright, so I haven't done many SJW type videos in a while because frankly it kind of started getting a little bit stale, but it's been long enough that I don't mind bringing it up again. So I saw this and I felt like saying something about it. It was AOC with her boyfriend, and she asks him to please inform white people of what they can do to combat racism. And then he rambles on for a minute saying he thinks it's helpful to talk to other white people about racism, and that a lot of people don't know that they're racist, and they don't want to be racist, but they're unaware that the things they believe and say are racist. But then in the very next sentence, he says that you should talk to people about why what they might believe, think, or say is wrong, but not necessarily racist. So which is it? Are they racist or are they wrong? It would be helpful if we were given a clue as to what the hell he's even talking about, because this was just incoherent babble mostly, with no specific examples. That would have been helpful. Now, one thing I think he's getting at, and it did say this in one of the text boxes in the video, is that he thinks you should tell people that they're wrong rather than racist, even if you think that they're being racist. Now, why is that good advice? Call people out for what they need to be called out for. But no, he doesn't want you to do that, because I am sure the things that he finds to be racist are things that normal, rational thinking human beings would find to be quite trivial, harmless, and benign. And I think deep down he knows this, so he knows that if you took his advice and confronted people over their supposed racism, they would rightly laugh you off. Although one common theme I did pick up on was that, of course, all white people are racist, even if you don't think so, even if you don't judge or treat people any differently based off their race, even if you don't speak to people differently depending on their race. Racism is the original sin that people like this guy are desperate to find every white person guilty of. It simply reminds me of what Brett Weinstein once said, in which he pointed out that the bar for what can be considered racist is now set so low that it is impossible not to trip over it. And once you do inevitably trip over it, the social justice crowd will raise it back up to normal heights and then treat you as if you did or said something truly heinous. I think that is a perfect description of what these people do. But now, as I said before, AOC's boyfriend was incredibly imprecise about what he was talking about in regards to how white people harbor at least some racism in what they might think or say or do. Right? He was incredibly imprecise. But now we have this video come out of a young lady at the University of Virginia making an announcement in their multicultural center saying that there are too many white people in there. It makes people of color uncomfortable, and the white people need to be cognizant of how much space they're taking up, and that this is a space for people of color. Now, unlike AOC's boyfriend, who just spewed babble, I understood every last word that this lady said. It was clear, concise, and above all, actually racist. That age-old thought experiments probably came up in everyone's mind, and that is, just imagine if a white person said this about any other minority. They would correctly be identified as someone who harbors a racist attitude, judging people and demanding things from people and telling people where they can and cannot be based upon the color of their skin. If that does not meet the criteria for the word racist, then the English language means nothing. And I think AOC's boyfriend should redo that video and maybe include some talking points about situations like this, where some people are directly and flagrantly being treated differently because of their race. I will not, however, hold my breath for that video. But that's all for now. Like, subscribe, share, and take it easy.